Balitang National. Good morning, Pilipinas, and welcome to another edition of Balitang National. For this video, allow me to use English and Tagalog as our medium of instruction. Isang bagong rational expression ang naghihintay na ma-simplify at ito ang task natin ngayon. Meron po tayong rational expression dito na kung ating titingnan, both numerators and denominator have separate rational expressions as well. So sa ating numerator, we have x over x minus 1 plus an integer 1. In our denominator, we have 3 over x minus 2 plus an integer 2. In order for us to simplify this, gagawin natin dito is we are going to simplify first, separately, our numerator and our denominator. Later, once we are done doing those things, we are going to combine them into one larger rational expression and simplify further. When we simplify rational expressions po, huwag niyo pong kalimutan na we always need to remember the concepts of rational expressions, specifically on how fractions work. Here, on our numerator, let's start with our numerator first. Yung ating numerator po ay isang rational expression at i-add po sa integer. This is similar to this expression. Let's have 1/3 and plus 1. We cannot add it immediately because 1 here is an integer. What can we do here is we can express po yung 1 as a fraction. Pag meron po tayong integer, dito 1 at sa denominator mamaya is 2, lahat po ng integer pwede pong isulat na fraction na yung denominator po ay 1. So itong 1 po, pwede po siyang 1 over 1. Yung ating integer sa denominator na gagamitin natin later, pwede po siyang isulat na 2 minus 1 po. Negative 10 can be also written as negative 10 over 1. Why do we do this? Ginagawa po natin ito para po ma-consider natin yung similarity of fractions. Kasi nga po, yung 1/3 at 1 kanina, kahit na yung 1/3 at 1 over 1, they are considered to be dissimilar fractions. Dissimilar in the sense that their denominators po are not the same. So we are going to look for LCD. Yung LCD po ng 3 at 1 ay 3. And we are going to use this LCD to convert the two fractions into equivalent fractions. So that po, di po tayo lumalayo sa actual value. So if we are going to copy this concept on our numerator, we are going to have an LCD. Again, this 1, the integer 1 on our numerator can be written as 1 over 1. So yung denominator niya is also 1. The LCD of x minus 1 and 1 is just x minus 1. Just like here, the LCD of 3 and 1 is 3. We just simply multiply them. So, what should be next? Di po pwedeng x plus 1 pa rin po yung numerator dito. Kasi nga po, when we look for LCD, we are going to locate or come up with equivalent fractions. Kagaya po dito sa baba. Di po pwedeng 1 plus 1 pa rin po. Kasi nga po, LCD is 3, we are going to come up with equivalent fractions. In this manner, 3 divided by 3 is 1. That's the multiplier of our numerator 1. If you're going to look closely po, magkapareha lang po sila kanina. 1 times 1 is 1 over 3, 1/3. So we are not changing the value of the fraction. For our second fraction, take note that it's equal to 1. So whatever would be the equivalent fraction is also be equal to 1. And let's do it like this. 3 divided by 1 is 3. We have 3 here to be multiplied with the numerator of 1. And kung ito po ang i-examine lang natin, 3 times 1 is 3 over 3, that's just 1. So again, we are not changing the value. The operation is plus, so let's use plus here. Same thing in our original rational expression, x minus 1 rather, divide by x minus 1 is 1. That's the multiplier of your x. And then, x minus 1 divide by the denominator of 1 here, which is 1. So that's the multiplier x minus 1 of your exponent that is 1. That's the process po. Kasi nga po, yung 1 natin can be written as 1 over 1, just like this. And the operation here is plus. So if we are going to move further, simply po, just simplify this. 1 times x is x. Dito po, 1 times x, and then positive siya, x pa rin. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1 over x minus 1. Teka po, huwag niyong kalimutan. Baka po yung iba sa atin, we will cancel this. Di po pwede po. Kasi nga po, cancellation law can only be used for terms that are separated by addition or subtraction. Or I mean, by multiplication, not by addition or subtraction. So dito po, when we combine it further, you have 2x plus x is 2x minus 1. Yung numerator is still x minus 1. Di po pa rin pwede i-cancel ito. Baka mamaya, we can look for thing that we can cancel, but now, we cannot do that. Now, let's do the same thing for our denominator. Our denominator has 2. So again, if this is say 1/3 plus 2, you can write this as 2 over 1. And the LCD is still 3. And for equivalent fractions, 3 divided by 3 is 1 times 1. So that's the multiplier po. And then plus 3 divided by 3 is 3 times 2. So ito po yung magkaiba. Pinagkaiba nito kaysa kanina. 3 minus 1 lang po. If we're going to check, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 divided by 3, that's 2. So we did not change the value. So dito, our LCD is x minus 2. Unlike earlier, it was x minus 1. X minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is 1. That's the multiplier of your 3. Plus, again, denominator of 2 is 1. So x divided by 2, x minus 2 rather, divided by 1 is x minus 2. Okay? And then, that's the multiplier of your 2. Okay? So if we're going to finish it, or continue rather, so you have 3, 1 times 3, plus 2 times x is 2x. Okay? And then 2 times negative 2 is minus 4. Over x minus 2, which will give us a further result of 2x minus 3 minus 4 is negative 1 over x minus 2. So, tapos na po natin i-combine into one rational expression, both numerators and denominators. In this case, we can now further move to dividing them. When we divide two rational expressions like this, fractions po muna tayo. 1/2 divided by 1/3. Just placing it like this, we are going to use here the keep, change, flip method. The keep, change, flip method is applicable on division of fractions and also applicable sa division ng rational expressions po. Keep, change, flip method means you keep the first or your dividend. Instead of division, you change it to multiplication and you flip now the divisor or reciprocate in a sense. So 3 over 1. This method is very important and we also have supporting video for that as to explaining why this is applicable. So again, ito na yung nangyari. The first or the dividend was kept. The operation of division becomes multiplication and your divisor was flipped or reciprocated. And then, simply multiply lang po. Dito, this is our numerator. Okay? This is our dividend. This is our division process. This is our divisor or our denominator. In short, you keep your numerator, 2x minus 1 over x plus, that's minus 1. Then the division here will be changed to multiplication. And we are going to flip this or reciprocate. X minus 2 over 2x minus 1. So we have kept the numerator. We changed the operation from division to multiplication. And we flip the denominator. And see what can be done here. We have 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1. These two binomials could be cancelled out. So the next form is x minus 2 And yung natitirang expression sa denominator natin is x minus 1. Again, you cannot do that because cancellation law only works for terms of expressions or coefficients separated by multiplication. This is now the final answer. Ibig sabihin, yung napaka-complicated na ibinigay na rational expression kanina, after using separate LCDs and equivalent fractions for numerator and denominator, and the keep change flip method here, it was just simplified into x minus 2 times x minus 1. This is the end of this problem. Lester Lou Sigumpan, nagbabalita for Balitang Rational. Huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe, i-like at i-share ang video ito. Maraming salamat!